Good news, you degenerate gamblers, you. Yeah, I just said that, but let me go ahead and explain a little bit more details of what I kind of mean by that here in just a second. I do want to start off by saying a big shout out, thank you to my Patreon supporters. I really do appreciate it, guys. A special double shout out to Rem AG. And also that I'm not a financial advisor. Everything I'm sharing is my own opinion. It's my own research. And I encourage you guys to go do your own research as well. So this post over here from SatoshiStreetBets has a little bit more to it than people really pay attention to. So this says, I've been asked and I can confirm that SafeMoon will be one of our first listed pairs on the SatoshiSwap margin trading platform. If you've wanted an easy way to YOLO into SafeMoon at high leverage, this will be it. And then they've got a little bit more information through their Telegram, right? So that is going to be coming here very soon. And the little disclaimer says SatoshiSwap, the official cryptocurrency of SatoshiStreetBets. Now, if you guys don't know about SatoshiStreetBets, they're basically in line with Wall Street Bets. It's the similar kind of community, except instead of focusing on stocks, it's more about focusing on cryptocurrencies. And SatoshiStreetBets has been very vocal about showing support for SafeMoon, which is awesome. I love to see it. If you go and take a look at their Reddit account, the subreddit, they have 490,000 people. So we're talking about almost 500,000 people inside of that community space for just the subreddit alone. Over on the Twitter, it's noticeably lower at 52,100, but still a very good impact. Now let me go ahead and explain about that degenerate gambling kind of thing. We're talking about margin, right, and leverage. Now if you're not familiar with this kind of stuff, it's where you're basically being able to borrow from the provider and you can enter in at a bigger position. But the problem with that is that if the price goes down, depending on how much your leverage is, it doesn't need to go down very much until you get liquidated. And there's typically different thresholds that are set across different platforms. And so whatever SatoshiStreetBets is going to be setting up for this, that's going to be up to them. And potentially some regulations with this. But yeah, instead of just normally buying SafeMoon and then you decide whenever you want to buy more or sell it whenever, right? With something like leverage, because you're using somebody else's money, that's why if it goes down, they need to make sure that they can recoup what they let you borrow, plus they can guarantee that they make a profit. That's why they provide it as a service. So for them, it's always a win-win situation. For you, it's a potential super win, but also a loss. Whereas if you buy into SafeMoon on its own and the price goes down, the only thing you need to worry about in a regular situation is if the price goes down to zero. Because if it goes down to zero, then it's not worth anything, right? But let's say you do a high leverage position, which is what they're saying right here, into SafeMoon at high leverage. If it's at high leverage, then that means it doesn't take very much for it to go down, for you to lose everything. So I'll give you an example. If you do $100 and you say, I want to do 100 times leverage. I don't know if that's what they're going to be offering, but let's just say for namesake that they do 100 times. So you're going to add 2 zeros to that. So instead of 100, it's $10,000 worth of an entry position. Now you get $10,000 worth. All it needs to do is to go down maybe about 80 bucks off of $10,000, right? So if your value goes down about 80 bucks, boom, you get liquidated. That's it. So it takes a very, very small percentage to actually trigger that event. So you could say, hey, here's 100 bucks. Boom, your 100 bucks is just gone, right? All of it. Not talking about just $80 worth. You would lose all of it. If you do a bigger amount, let's say $1,000. Sure, 100 times 1,000 is a $100,000 investment. But it goes down just a tiny little bit. Boom, you just lost $1,000 completely. So leverage trading is for typically more advanced traders, and it is way more risky. If you guys are going to try and get into doing trading, things like that, it's highly recommended that you go out and try and educate yourselves about how this works. You understand how to set up things like stop losses. A lot of people do leverage trading. Myself, I only did it one time, and I actually took a loss. I didn't lose my whole thing, but I did go ahead and cut myself off. So I was initially up at one point with Bitcoin. And see, something else you need to keep in mind too, guys, is that the markets for crypto, they're open 24/7. So what happened in my case was Bitcoin took a massive hit one day, and it was in a very short amount of time. So all the gains that I was up basically got wiped out in almost an instant. and I was up quite considerably. So that's the scary thing about the volatility with crypto and the markets themselves. You could go to sleep, right? You wake up and how much activity took place on the market during the time that you were asleep. Those are the risks that come into play and the reality of what you're dealing with here. So will I ever do leverage again? I don't know. Maybe. If I do, I might not be using very much. So if I do end up losing anything, it's not a big deal. And that's the big rule of investing anyways. Remember, is never invest more than what you're willing to lose. That's the golden rule. So leverage trading looks like it's coming for SafeMoon. There's an opportunity that's there. I'm wondering if there's anything going to be involved with shorting SafeMoon. That's going to be even crazier if stuff gets played in with that too. Because then that's where the actual squeeze, like a legitimate squeeze definition, can come into play. Given the volatility and the quantity of what's with SafeMoon, I'm not seeing it on exchanges like Kraken being likely, but this kind of stuff moving forward, it could be possible. Let us know what you guys think about this in the comments down below. And I do have referral links in the description if you want to get free cryptocurrency or free stock. It's free money for you guys. Go check out those links, not financial advice. And also, again, if you want to become a Patreon supporter, I got a link in the description for that. Don't forget to hit subscribe. If you're new, hit the thumbs up like button. It definitely helps us out with the YouTube search algorithm. And click the bell icon. I do go live sometimes, and I'm actually working on reformatting some things, by the way. So hopefully the next time that I go live, when you guys see it, you'll be like, whoa, you'd really revamped your streams. Like, this is night and day. So thank you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next episode.